Alright, boys and girls, so today we're going to learn about and talk about piecewise functions. And so, um, this is nothing really new in terms of the concepts that we're about to do, but really all we're doing is we're looking at each individual section of the linear graph. And so in this case we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 different sections. And so the first thing that we want to do is just kind of identify what this particular equation is. And so along with that, we need to know what its domain is. And so for graph number 1, we are going to look at number 1. We're going to look at it from a domain of 0 all the way out to positive 4. And so remember from back in Algebra 1 when we would do solving for linear equations, you want to pick 2 points in order to find the slope of the line, right? So remember, slope is the difference in my y's over the difference in my x's. And so here we go. And so the 2 points that I'm going to pick are going to be probably the 2 easiest ones that I can think of. So the first one being 0, 0, and then the second one, I could use, let's use some smaller numbers. Let's use 1 and 4, okay? So 1 and 4. And so remember that the first letter is always x, and the second one is y, x and y. And so here, we're going to make that more distinguishable as a 4. So remember, this is my first set, and that's why these get 1s. This is my second set, and that's why these get 2s. And so just plugging this into my equation here, I got 4 minus 0 over 1 minus 0, which gives me a total value of 4 over 1, or just a slope of 4, right? So over here on the side, I'm going to write my slope is equal to 4. And then the other thing that we're going to need to use is this wonderful formula called point slope form. So remember, that is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. And so on all of these, what you want to do is just kind of pick one point and pick the easiest one you can think of. And if you have 0, 0, always use 0, 0, because that's the easiest one. So my y1 was 0 equals my slope of 4 times x minus 0. And so then the process is just simply this. Distribute. So you get y, because y minus 0 is just y, equals 4x minus 0, and then the minus 0 also drops off because anything adding and subtracting is 0. Just gives you itself. So the first equation is y equals 4 with a range or a domain from 0 to 4. So I'm going to put that up here. So y equals 4x from 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. And so that's the first equation that I have up here. The second one, a little trickier because I no longer have 0, 0. And so let's see if I can fit this second one in here. So we get, so the points that I'm going to use are going to be 4, 16, and 5, 4. So label my x's and my y's, and then label the number that you're going to use for them. So this is my first set, and this is my second set. And so come back to this where I have the slope. So m is equal to y2, so 4, minus y1, 16, divided by 5 minus 4. And that comes out nicely because, well, 4 minus 16, 16 is equal to negative 12, and 5 minus 4 gives me a value of 1. So my slope for this problem is just negative 12. Now, the second step in all of this, the point slope form, you're going to have to do a little bit more work. So I'm going to have to erase all of this right here. So I hope you have this written down. If not, pause it and go back to it. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And so I'm just going to plug in what I already have. Y minus y1 is 16 equals negative 12 times x minus x1 was 4. And so go ahead and distribute. So y minus 16 is equal to negative 12x plus 48. And then lastly, all I have to do is add 16 to both sides. So that comes out nicely. So I get y is equal to negative 12x plus 64. Now remember, you still need to give me the domain. So while the graph is y equals negative 12x plus 64, I know that the range is also from 5, or domain, I'm sorry, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to, oop, not 5. What's wrong with 5? 5 is the beginning value. Alright, so this should actually be 4, and this one should be 5. And so there's the second equation. And so really the process is the same for all of this. So go ahead and continue on and do the next two sections as practice, and then we'll get started with our classwork.